Hey party people, welcome back to MVM. And before we get started with today's video, I just want to give some more disclosure here because this is of course a paid preview. It's a prototype, but we were filming this at Ivy Studios where we were filming with a bunch of content creators and also for Ivy Studios for an upcoming game. So with that, we had a different version of the preview today that you're going to see. It's more of an instructional plus playthrough. As we play it, we're kind of giving instructions on the game. So you're going to see a little bit of a longer form preview today, and that's something I want to find out if that's something you're interested in, more of a play plus preview kind of thing. As a matter of fact, when I started, I kind of made longer videos for that reason. I wanted to play through some turns, but also with that, when we were playing, we're like in a festive mood. We're just talking, having fun because these are my friends, but also we played this game together several times before this. So I chose that game for this reason, because I'm familiar with it and we also have played it together a lot. So if you feel like opinions are flying or you feel like it's like overdone, it's just because we're having so much fun together. And I chose a game that I thought would be a more relaxing, would create a more relaxing atmosphere. So I don't want to make sure I'm just like deceiving anybody or feel like I'm sales pitching this hard or anything like that. It's just a different form of video. And with that, I think I've given enough disclosure there, but I wanted to make sure I do that. Of course, I can never tell you what to do with your money, but I definitely want to inform you about a game. All right, y'all, let's get to it. Hey, cheers. Have a good day. Hey, party people, and welcome back to MVM. My name is Jeremy, and we are in Ivy Studios, and we're taking a look at Legend Academy here by Eldorado Games. This is a 1 to 4 player game. It's got a little bit of everything in there. It's got a mix of deck building. It's got a sense of adventure going on, card crafting, which I'm really excited to show you today. But first, let's go ahead and get to the people who are at the table with me. This is a really special event here. Starting with?
Yeah, I'm Zach Dixon, Executive Creative Director at Ivy Studio. So thanks
I wonder if you have
here.
anything coming out soon.
Nothing. I can think of. Maybe something Mythic related.
Oh,
I don't know.
Okay.
Rival Schools by chance.
Yeah. Rival Schools, Mythic Mischief coming out.
Oh.
Kickstarter, August.
Thank you for
31st,
telling us about that.
Yeah,
here in Ivy Studios.
Thanks for being here.
I'm Jesse Anderson from Quackalope. I think this is my A-cam. Hi, I'm Jesse Anderson from Quackalope. You can find me in all duck-related things. Not really board games, but we'll get there one day.
Yeah.
I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co., and I'm definitely in the board game things. Occasionally ducks show up. That's not my choice. It's kind of a thing that just happened to me.
That's true.
It is what it is. I make the best of it.
And we show up together quite often now. It seems like we're showing up together on each other's channels. So this is a really good opportunity to play with everybody else. But we are sort of in a competition here, right? We are going to be playing as people that you may know of that are kind of like legends, right? But this is beforehand. But we're going on an adventure. I'm going to kind of show you how the game plays. But I am playing Paul Bunyan, of course.
I got Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Over here with Red Riding Hood.
I got Alice, who I loved the last time I played with her. She's great.
And we're going to be playing over 2 semesters. Going inside of these journeys right here, we'll be receiving assignments. The theme is sort of like Harry Potter-ish, okay? So we're going to be in school. We're going to be going on these adventures, going inside the story. It's going to be played in 2 chapters, 8 turns, basically, so 4 per chapter. And then we'll be going and trying to fulfill objectives, doing tasks to score points. The points will carry over to the other second chapter and things like that. But a turn goes like this. We have our player here, and we have a deck of cards. The deck of cards, we're gonna have 6 cards in our hand, and then we're gonna play those cards. We'll play them to this area here. We'll do a different set of combos, and I'll talk about that pretty much as we play, because I don't wanna do this as formal as normal, so we're just gonna kind of play it out and talk through our turns.
That rhymed a little bit.
Yeah, oh boy.
Nice.
And then we are going to go to the classroom or skip it. Okay, and then we'll do some things where we'll start doing the card crafting part of the game, which is going to be really interesting. And then we'll have the end of the round where the actual enemy will attack us. But a lot of the action will be happening here in front of us. We'll be playing on top of our stamina cards and building up combos, and also here where the adventure is. So let's just get right into it here. I'm first.
Starting the game?
I'm starting.
Okay.
Go first. I'm Paul Bunyan.
So at the start of your turn,
I'm not brawny. I'm Paul Bunyan. I don't want to be brawny.
at the start of the turn, at the start of the scenario, we actually need Alex to do one important thing. He will not let us start a game unless we've read the flavor text.
And you know I wouldn't do this, by the way. You know I wouldn't do this.
No, it's a thing. It's a thing he's into. I don't understand, honestly.
So here we go with the flavor text.
Only reason to play games.
Yeah.
Gulliver's Travels. Students, welcome to your first year at Legend Academy. Here you will study, grow, and retell stories to the new world. For if we forget the past, we will suffer the same fate in the future. This year we'll be studying our way through the old adventure novel, Gulliver's Travels. In the first semester, we will find ourselves stranded on an island inhabited by tiny people called Lilliputs. These Lilliputs are the size of your thumb, and from their perspective, you are terrifying giants. You will need to make your way around the island and talk to all of the castles and convince them that you are not the enemy, all while the Lilliputs are swarming you, shooting you with arrows, and trying to tie you down. In the first semester, being charismatic will be helpful when talking to the Lilliput castles, so try to make your way to the charisma classroom. The second semester will be about dealing larger attacks, so you may want to start preparing for that as well. Open your textbooks to page 1, and let's begin.
Okay, so what does that mean on the map? That basically means that we have all these Lilliputs around here, and then we also have castles. Our objective is to interact with all 3 of these castles. Go ahead.
I was just telling the castles hi.
Oh, okay. And go ahead and tell us about the castle. Go ahead.
Oh no, I wasn't. I wasn't calling for it. Basically,
okay.
we want to move and play cards that allow us to either stomp on Lilliputs, maneuver around the board, and then play an interact card, which is basically the universal like A button in the game.
Right.
Which will allow you to become friends with them. They stop attacking you, and you slowly win them over to your side.
Yeah, and we also have some things we're moving around the map. We'll have some treasures. There's different things that we can buy and things like that. But we'll talk about that as it happens because I just want you to see how the feeling of turns. We're going to go through a full round together.
Yeah.
All right. So we start our hands with 6 cards, I believe, right?
Yep.
Already
drawn them.
And I'm supposed to be on this map somewhere.
Yeah,
right?
you're going to spawn on one of these 3 locations. So at the start of your turn, you'll spawn on and decide which direction you want to run.
I'm going to head this way. I'm going to try to get somewhere where I can beat somebody down. I'm Paul Bunyan. I want to kind of do some of that stuff. So now we have our card here, this stamina card. Everybody's going to have that in front of them at the beginning of the game. And we're going to be playing cards too there. I also want to explain some of the things that are in front of us right here. We have our player board, and you may see some cards that you kind of see this chain right here. What that is where we develop our deck. And we'll get into a little bit more of that when we go to this classroom, but this will help me kind of benefit the cards that I play. So you have your attack cards, which are strength. You have your charisma cards, which are going to buff up our interact. We have wisdom cards, which will help us draw more cards. And then finally, endurance, which will boost our movement. So as you play the cards, you will also have a little bit more strength added to the abilities as you play them. In front of us also, we have these assignment cards. These are things that we can do to score more points in this game. And I failed to mention that when we do interact, we get points for that, and then when we defeat these Lilliputs, they are also worth points. We are trying to gain a ton of points.
It's sort of got a Euro scoring sense with the caveat that your points are also your health. So as you get attacked or put yourself in vulnerable positions, you'll be doing so at the cost of your victory points.
Another thing you can do in your turn besides playing these cards is ask for help. This is really interesting here. So I can turn this over for, let's say, I can ask Red Riding Hood for some help, flip this over and allow myself to move because I stink at movement. Unfortunately, so I may need a little help with that in the beginning, and it's awesome to use that so I can get to the beatdown part.
The interesting interplay between those ask for helps, and by the way, we do have our own custom prototype ones for the 4th player.
That's final.
That's final. That is
final. Everything here is in prototype form, except for those.
Except for those right there. The interesting thing about the ask for helps is each one is tied to your own personal player ability. So, like Red Riding Hood here, my personal item is going to be Red's cloak. So once per turn, I can pay 2 coins, then I can move 3 spaces. Now, because I'm in the game, every other player gets an additional ask for help that involves movement.
Yes. So I was going to say I have Paul Bunyan's axe. I pay 2, and then I can attack an adjacent enemy for 8.
And so we get to ask you for help by dealing 8 damage to an adjacent enemy. If you were playing with a different amount of players or a different number of characters or a different scenario, all of that will start changing.
Yeah, all that will start changing. All right, so I'm going to get to the get down and play some cards here. Let's see here. So when you play a card to here, this stamina, this means that in the beginning I can play 2 cards to this area. And I'm going to show you the beginning of how that works. I'm going to, let's see. As a matter of fact, I'm going to draw some more cards. So I'm going to play rest. Now what that would mean is like I'm going to say it like this, 1 power in rest when I play that card. I start with 0. And if I had anything else that would add to these things when you upgrade them, they'll be added to here. And once you do, that will also mean I could rest and do more of that ability.
Or any additional cards in your timeline.
Or any additional cards in my timeline. But right now I'm going to draw just 1. Are you kidding me? All right. So, so what I'm going to do is extend this thing right here, okay? And that's what you do. You overlap this card, and what that'll do is it will extend my turn. Another thing that I could do is stop, all right? And if I stop, I get 3 points per one of these spaces. So it's a little bit of strategy. Maybe you do want to extend, and I think I'm going to start doing that. But let's see. I'm going to draw 2 more cards. All right.
Now you know you have one more stamina card in your deck.
And I have 3 total, so that's the thing. I have 3 total. So let's go ahead and move. Ooh.
Do you have no more stamina cards?
Ooh. I do have my 3rd stamina card.
You gotta get it out there.
All right, so I'm gonna move. All right. No, I'm not gonna move. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask for help right away, straight away from Red Riding Hood.
That's me.
Okay. So when I do ask for help, what'll happen is that you can draw a card.
I could draw a card.
You could
I
move
could
twice.
move 2 spaces.
You can move 2 spaces.
Or I could take 3 points.
Yeah, get 3 points.
Because this is the very start and we're super weak at the very beginning, I'm gonna go ahead and draw a card just to get.
card.
Oh,
Nice.
that was exactly what I wanted.
All right.
Thank
so
you.
the reason why I want to
Thank
do
you
that
so much.
is I want to move 1, 2, 3, and I got so many options with that. Now I'm going to go ahead and get some points on the board right away. So I am going to interact. Okay, and I'm range 1, so that means that I can play this. Now remember, once again, if I had something on here, like let's say for instance on Pardon Me, I would be able to do range 2. All right, like that, equal to that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead
Toss
and
me one of your tokens there,
Yes,
and I'll
tell
move
me
you
one
up
of
the
those
victory
tokens.
point track.
All right, so since I interacted with the castle, I'm going to get a total of 10 points
Yep,
right there.
And I need, I think, one more of your tokens.
Yes.
I'm not sure how many of these we have, but
Yeah.
typically you'd knock one down here as well, just
Yeah.
to show that you've interacted with that castle.
And then I am going to do what I do best. Now I'm looking at these little puts right here. I have to attack them. They have a health of 2, and they can do 2 damage to me, but we'll get to that when we do. For right now, though, I am going to once again, possibly. No, I don't have enough attack.
One ask for help.
Yeah, I'm going to use this Paul Bunyan's axe. So once per turn, you may pay 2. This is my own little thing, and then you can attack an adjacent enemy for 8 damage. We'll flip that over, baby, and take this guy out.
Nice.
All right, so that's another 5 points.
I
Can
assume
you
it was
grab
an accident, considering how small the little puts are compared to how big
They make that noise.
Paul is.
I kind of feel bad for him.
All right, and then I'm going to not do anything else. I'm not going to do anything else.
They didn't ask
So
for
I'm going to
this.
receive 3 points for doing so. I'm amazing. All right, and that would be the end of my turn.
That's an astounding
All
lead.
right. So now we move over to, now if I completed any of these little assignments here during the turn, and I could have, let's say, played more attack cards or something like that. If I played 2 strength cards, then I could have, gotten this thing, which will give me points. It gives me 10. Play 4 different suits. That would have been awesome if I could.
Yep.
I'd have to have a pretty long thing there, but there you go. That's kind of where I'm at.
So we're coming over here to the classroom
Yeah,
section.
Jesse, take that over from me. I can't.
Yeah, a little bit of glare, a little hard to reach. I understand that. So over here at the classroom section, you're going to be going through the process of designing and building your own character deck. That's going to involve the card crafting. That's also going to involve your own little legendary tree or production tree that you have.
Yes.
When you first come over here, and part of this, once you get into the flow of the game, you'll be able to do while other players start their on-the-board actions, but we're going to slow it down for a second.
Okay.
Jeremy, you're going to start by drawing up 2 of your different quest cards. You can choose to swap those out, and the reason you might want to do so is ones that are more achievable, and ones that are, for every color you have, you'll get an upgrade for the location you go to. So we're going to have 4 different classroom types. You're going to have strength, which is directly related to pummeling people. You're going to have charisma, which is going to be related to your interact actions. You're going to have wisdom, which is going to deal with your ability to move around the board. Wisdom is going to deal with your ability to draw up and get money and coins and other abilities. And then your endurance here is going to deal with your ability to move around the board. In any of these locations, Jeremy, you could go ahead and place down your marker, giving you either upgrades from your player board, which are going to be new cards that you draw into your hand, upgrades from the card crafting section, which are going to be abilities that you add to your cards specifically, or you could skip class, allowing you to cull your deck a little bit, possibly get a free item from these upgrades, like your axe that you just used, and specifically more powerful cards.
So let me show you and show and prove, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a card. I've decided to take Strong Legs.
Do you want to do?
Oh, sorry. Yep, Strong Legs.
Do you want to do 2 cards here?
No, I'm going to do
or
one
card and 2
I'm going to do
upgrade
one
abilities?
card. So what'll happen is now I'm going to develop my board here, and that's what I said is now you can kind of buff up yourself. And there are, I don't know if you play Too Many Bones, one of my favorite games of all time, but you do have to start in certain tiers, and they have these little stars here, and then you kind of make a chain, and there's some things that kind of meet each other and things like that, depending on your player board. Everybody's different, by the way. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Strong Legs thing, and it says move an amount of spaces equal to your strength. Minimum 2. Yeah, to your strength level. Oh, this wasn't a great card for me. Just
I can keep talking if you want.
Oh,
Now,
man.
the exciting thing that's going to happen when he finally decides what card he's taking
Yeah.
is he's going to draw it directly into his hand, which means at the start of the next turn, he's going to be able to utilize the cards that he just crafted and utilize the card that he just upgraded, giving you a little bit more control over how you want to move around the board.
Log
now,
splitter time.
Alex, if you want to go ahead and draw up 2 of those card crafting
them?
cards.
You
Yep,
get 2
because
of-
he's
oh,
going
nice.
to that location. Oh,
Log
never mind.
splitter.
Are you getting 1 card, or are
I'm
you
going
getting
strength. Yeah, I'm going that strength and 2.
And I'll go ahead and grab 2 of these for you.
Yeah, baby. Now,
So these are going to be the card crafting elements, which are going to slot into anything that is currently on your timeline or anything that is still in your hand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there you go. I'm going to go, ooh. This is going to be nasty, baby. All right, here we go. I'm going to go with interact.
Now all of these abilities at the moment are going to be their own standalone, or they're going to be modifiers. So your attack abilities that you're adding could be extra damage to an attack,
Right.
or they could be multiple attacks. And if you got a
Yeah.
movement in there, you could do them in any order you want. So you could move, attack, move.
So you can actually make a card really exciting. So you can just say, basically make this card that's an interact into an attack / something else. And then you can choose to do them in any order, which is kind of cool.
You do have to start left to right though, because you can't go
that's
the
right.
superpowered
That's right.
one.
That's right.
I know.
That's right.
Because the right ability is a little stronger, so you have
Yeah.
to build up towards
Yes. All right. Boom. I forgot. Can I put 2 on the same card?
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's what I thought, baby. All right.
Here's the question you should ask yourself: would this be fun? If the answer is yes, they've probably let you do it.
That's the Marvel rule. Let's just forget all that.
Yeah.
Let's get all the canon. Just have fun. All right. All right. That's the end of my turn.
Cool.
I got nothing else I want to do. I got some awesome cards set up for next time. I'm straight.
You have your abilities, so you're gonna cycle these into your discard pile.
Yeah.
You're gonna keep everything that's in your hand.
Yep.
You're gonna draw back up to 6 cards.
Boom.
And then which direction we're going? We're going down
Yeah,
to
Going
you.
left?
Clockwise.
All right.
Always clockwise.
So I'm up. Place him out on the board to start, right?
Oh, I'm not helping you. We just walked through the whole game. It's all
that's right.
yeah.
No.
Sorry.
It's all on me now.
that's
I'm
over.
not holding
Yeah.
your hand.
All right.
That's over.
All right, so I got some stamina cards in my hand, which is great. Give me a little bit of room to play some other cards.
I usually toss them down in my timeline. The only time that I wouldn't would be if I'm prepping for a good turn next turn, and I know I want one.
Sure.
Ooh,
So
look at you.
yeah, had them
Look
both in
at
my
you.
hand
You're not
already.
holding
It was
back.
great. Let's see.
Definitely want to move.
You know, I don't have any move cards.
Okay,
in my
so if
hand,
you have
so,
a rest
you know,
card, that'll help you
I-
get more cards.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to start with. But I can always ask Red for help,
could.
get me some move points. But we'll start with rest, draw 1 card in my hand. Hope it's not that. Got another stamina, so I have no move right now. Oh. But that means I would assume a high likelihood of if I ask.
I mean, if you have a ton of attack and interact, there's a perfect tunnel for you to go in right there,
Yeah.
where you could just interact and slaughter everything.
That is true. I do have quite a bit of attack, but my range is. I don't have a lot of. This is tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
Okay. I mean, I can ask Red for help to move up to 3 spaces.
There you
so
go.
I'm going to do that.
Mind.
So I flip this over.
Yep.
And you get
Oh,
to.
dude, he can go to a treasure if he wanted to. He could actually make it. Oh, yeah, you can make it there.
I could
1,
make it
2,
there.
And then you can attack. You can attack the Lilliputians. You can also interact with that.
Now the treasures on the board are going to give you either 5 coins or allow you to
so you got
purchase
some
an
some
item
pretty
here.
perky stuff going on there.
All right. Yeah, I'll give that a shot. So start out. So I can make a stop here, or
Yeah.
do I just always interact?
No, you just stop.
Just stop on it.
Yeah,
Okay,
stop
great.
on there.
And
So you do have to play an interact card to interact with that treasure.
Oh, I do.
Now I'm
Okay.
going to spawn onto the board, and I'm actually going to go ahead and move 2 because you used my ask for help.
There you go, man. He's
Nice.
Okay, you're really getting up in there.
I appreciate it.
I don't like that, but I don't think there's much I can do about it. Okay, so you're saying I have to play an interact card to interact with
You
this
do.
treasure?
To
Okay.
either the treasure or the castle, both need interacts.
And do I
you can stand on there, right?
do I have to use all of my 3 move right now, and then do my interact, or can I then use the next?
You do
2
have to
and-
resolve. You do have to resolve your movement now.
Okay. Then
Because every card or ability is self-contained. It's just the abilities on it can start
Sure.
changing the way you use that card.
no, that makes sense. So I'm going to end my move here.
I hope it
and
does. I
then-
just spoke confidently.
Yeah,
and
you
then
felt
I'm-
confident.
yeah,
I
always be
was
confident. That's
like,
what I go
I'm
for.
gonna ride the wave. I'm like, I'm gonna ride the wave with that one.
All right, so I'm going to interact with the treasure square.
Yes.
Okay.
Going to buy something.
So the options you have here, you have Blackbeard's Parrot, which is going to allow you to gain a victory point for each coin you spend. You're going to have a Spoon and Plate, which means all enemies do 1 less damage to you. You're going to have History Books. If you end your turn within 2 spaces of a castle, draw 2 cards. And then you're going to have the water canister, +2 endurance, which is going to directly modify right now your movement cards.
Interesting.
So every movement card would immediately be jumped to a 3.
So I'm trying to decide. I'm Robin Hood. Am I going to be rich or am I not? Because I'm taking money from the
No,
rich.
you're going against
but
the grain, bro. You're going against the game, bro.
I'm going to go. Let's see. I'm going to go with the history books. I'm going to grab that. It just seems like it's going to help me out a lot.
Because if you got you got that 5 money, you would literally have to give it to me to stay on. I am poorer than you. You have to give it to me.
Another piece of gear is going to flip out here. We have name pending, which I think needs to be the official name of the card. When you play an endurance card, gain 3 points.
Why are you looking at me? I know.
You know
I know why he's looking at me. I may or may not have broken that ability last time.
All right, so I'm going to attack. Damage equal to my strength.
Yeah.
That's 1.
And that's 1.
That's going to be 5 points to you.
Yeah.
All right.
Where's
You got
those
room for
tokens?
one more.
Where are the tokens?
Well, your strength right now is
started-
only a 1, I believe.
It is only 1, so I've got to.
So
but I've
you've
got
got to play the second
I
one.
He's got
so
a
it's
second
back
one.
up.
So
Cool.
I'm good.
All right.
And that should wrap up my turn here.
Okay.
The Lilliput's at 2 strength?
You got his 5? Okay. Yeah. They have 2
So if
strength.
I end my turn within 2
got
spaces of a castle, I may draw 2 cards.
Do it.
That just happens all the time now, right?
Wow.
So that's lovely.
Okay.
And
And
then
then we move over to the school.
Swing up here to the school.
all right. So I've got, what are these called again?
Those are going to be your quest cards.
The quest cards. I've got a quest card about endurance. So I'm thinking I'm gonna lay down.
And you get to draw 2 and decide if you want to
look
swap
at
it.
it.
Good call.
Yeah,
Good
find
call.
something more juicy.
Play 2 cards that each have 2 upgrades on them, or play 5 cards. Ask for time for.
And that's the thing. I'm glad you don't get stuck with something. That was one thing I was like, oh man, I don't want to get stuck with these. And now I have 2 cool cards. Mine are play two endurance cards. Now that I kind of feel a little bit more confident about getting into my deck. Interact with the treasure space 2 times. Ooh, there you go.
That's nice. Okay, I'm gonna swap out this because I'm planning on upgrading some cards.
Okay.
So let's do that. I'll give those back to you, and then I am going to go with charisma.
You're going into Charisma?
And I'm gonna do this one right there.
You're going to do a single card and double
You're
upgrade.
going to get a double
correct.
card. If you want your double upgrades first, you can make a little bit of planning around it. Here you go.
Thank you.
And do you know what ability you're going for yet?
I do not.
Because I have not read through my.
Yeah, no,
you go.
I'm
So I'll stall for you. I'll
Thank
go
you
ahead and
very
start
much.
playing while
Appreciate
you
it.
and just jump in whenever you decide.
By the
what
way,
you're gonna
this is
take.
the way it goes. While you're doing this part over here, people
I can go ahead and
go.
start my
Yeah.
turn. So I actually don't have much movement either, which means I'll need to ask myself for help, I think. I do have all of my stamina cards, though,
course you do.
What?
which is fantastic. I've got a rest, so let's go ahead and play that rest down and draw up just to see what we're working
Jesse,
with
it's
here.
almost like you seeded your deck
Another
for this awesome
I
long turn.
did, or it's like both of you asked me for help,
Yeah,
giving
okay.
me the ability to start.
Speaking of help, if you
manipulating
need to
things.
draw more cards,
All right,
I know
please.
someone that you can ask for help.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Well,
man.
I mean, that would be lovely, honestly. I might even consider it. If only I didn't really want to ask Paul for help.
No, but
because
you
he
do
lets
you.
he lets me beat people up.
You do you,
So I do need a movement, though. I'm going to play another rest card, drawing 2 up. It looks like you've made a decision over here, my
I
friend.
have. So if I understand correctly, with the tree, I can only actually do 1 endurance card. So I really only have 1 option here, which is steal from the rich.
Okay.
Okay.
Which is great. So I can gain 2 for each enemy currently adjacent to me.
Ooh.
Nice.
I'm planning on being rich.
You are going to be
Mine
rich.
would be in rich.
Okay.
Go straight to your hand.
I did just
straight
drop
to
a
your-
move card,
yeah.
so I am going to
You can
squeeze
decide
my
what
way
you want to
through
upgrade.
here.
You can in your hand or here.
Paul, can I ask you for help?
Oh, yes, you can, good sir.
I'm going to flip this over, the only official component. That's going to allow me to deal 8 damage, knocking out this Lilliput immediately.
While you're doing that, I'm going to
strength.
head on my way back to
okay.
where I was. I
Okay.
got some castles to interact with.
I'm going to toss down and interact, which is going to give me a mark on that castle. Please knock me up another 10 points, please. And then I think I'm going to use my last action to go ahead and take a move, and I'm going to start pushing back as well. Now, this move is going to be a value of 2, but you all are sort of blocking me. I'm going to swing around the side here towards this treasure chest.
Round me outside. All right.
That's going to be my action. And let's see here. Defeat 4 enemies, use 3 equipment actions. I was not able to do either of those. I do have my own ability to move 3 spaces. It would be a shame if I didn't use that. I'm going to spend 2 coins to go ahead and utilize that ability and just keep going 1, 2, 3 up here.
Give you 2 assignments.
I do need 2 assignments. I have draw 5 cards or spend 10, 12 coins. I think I'm going to go ahead and knock that one in. So I have a blue and a red. And then I'm going to make a decision over here.
You had 2 assignments that were like perfect for me. They were like both attack ones. That would have been awesome.
So I'm gonna show a bit of a different thing here. I think I'm reminding myself that we are continuing to play this. Like we're not just doing it for
There's a long game to
So
this
I've-
on his channel.
I've gotta not be too risky when I play, but I am gonna pop in here. I'm gonna skip class.
Okay.
Skip class is gonna give me a stronger upgrade card, but none of my own personal cards.
Right.
So it's sort of a risky move.
See how that works out for him.
But I have to pay 6 coins here,
You're also going to get a free item out of that.
and that's sort of the core reason why I'm doing that.
Oh, I
so
assume.
this is
you
coming
like
over.
a
This is going to give me a
9 cost item?
move 6 that's going to pop in.
Wow.
And looking here at the table,
The 9 cost.
the 9 cost is valuable, but I really like the idea
You're
of
going to
getting.
do that? You're going to pay 6 for... you do you, sir.
You do you.
You do you.
I think I am.
Games like this one's more powerful.
No, I'm doing spoon and plate.
Okay.
I'm doing spoon and plate. Spoon and plate is going to be a constant ability that allows me to take 1 less damage. And in this scenario with the Lilliputians, but specifically in the next scenario in this chapter book, with the castles and the
You need
boats,
to have some more. Yeah.
I'm a little punchy.
We're going to draw the next one. The next one's going to read Sheep and Pigs +2 strength.
Now we're not going to play the second scenario. The second part of this will be played on Hecklo. Now I just want to let you know that things do change, and you have to. Of course, there's going to be more attacking on the other side because we will have ships that we need to attack.
Yeah.
And we have to be a little bit more prepared for that. But you're only going to see the first.
In the official game too, there's going to be, I think there's 4 or 5 official chapters.
So Alice in Wonderland, something like that. I believe?
Something like that. Yeah. We haven't officially announced which ones, but this will be a 2-part chapter book, and then there'll actually be a whole nother set of multi-part chapter books that allow you to experience it in different ways. It's different puzzles to solve, basically.
My turn?
It's on to you.
I'm going to go ahead and play 2 stamina cards, which I helpfully got. I'm going to pay 2 money to use Alice's White Rabbit ability, where you can pay 2, then draw 3 cards from your draw pile. Hopefully that'll give me some stuff that I need. It did not. Wow. Wow, that's not helpful. Okay. From there, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ask Red for help. Red, enjoy. I'm going to move onto the board and go 1, 2, 3 so that I'm next to the interact point.
Yeah, of course.
From there, I'm going to spend 5 money, taking 1 change
And
to
I'm
take the
drawing
water
up a
canister.
card because I didn't get my extra special ability card.
So I have the water canister now, which means I will have +2 endurance to all my moves.
Is that why you threw a fit over me?
Maybe.
Okay.
It was
and
inefficient. My bad.
Hermes boots have come out, which is going to give you +1 endurance level, but it's a little bit cheaper. So.
It's cheaper? Oh, it's 5?
Well, yours was 6, or yours was.
Mine's
4
4
for
and gives me
2.
2 endurance.
This is 5 for.
That is a prototype conversation.
all
that
this,
is.
all this
Okay.
endurance is like killing me. That it's out
So
there. I
I'm
need
going
it
to go
so
ahead,
bad.
and from there, I'm going to, now next to the interact point, I'm going to play a move card, which is now going to be move 3 because of that. So I'm going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, like so, or maybe even, I may just stick with 1, 2, honestly, we'll see. Then I'm going to play an interact card where I can interact with the castle. That's going to put me on the board for a 10. Let's see, I have 2 more slots over there. I think I want to go ahead and move around some more, which is, how far can I move? 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna go ahead and move again. So that's gonna be another movement card. I'm gonna be moving 4 this time, 1, 2 from this, and then those 4. So that's gonna get me 1, 2, 3, 4. I was hoping something else that kind of shifted up what I want to do, unfortunately.
I wasn't, honestly.
No, you know what? Before
I like that it's not only on my channel that he takes long turns.
I know.
Before I do that, I'm going to play an attack card to take out 1 Lilliput. That's going to be. Oh wait, so my strength is not high enough, right?
Nope.
You need
need
2
second
strength to
attack.
do it.
So maybe I won't bother. That might not be the right move. I'm
Could
gonna
take the points, man.
The points? Oh yeah, we'll see. But first, I'm going to go ahead and move. The Lilliput's range is 2. Unfortunately, no, the Lilliput's range is 1 or 2.
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
So 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to be where I move, trying to get myself just away from the Lilliputs if I need to.
Now,
And
Robin
then-
Hood's in last, so we're going to be talking about that, what they can do.
And then I think I will reluctantly end my turn at that point, taking the 3 points. Now I'm going to get 3 points. I'm also going to have moved 7 spaces this turn, so I'm going to get another
Oh, nice.
15 points in there.
I was
plus my
hoping to be
3
in the lead at the end of
is
the turn here.
18 points for 10.
So 28.
We're going to go ahead and move to 28.
Yeah.
I was hoping to have this one done as well.
Yeah,
if I would have
I
drawn
know.
a single
I know.
one of these
I
cards,
know.
it would have worked.
So, because you're the last person in the sequence, this is where most of
Yeah.
the time we'd be playing and people would be able to be
Yes.
upgrading their decks while we move through. You're the last person before we do the upkeep round here, so we will have you finish your go to class
I'm going
action.
to go ahead and go to Endurance. Going to double down that Endurance, and I'm going to take 2 Endurance cards, grabbing as long as forever and just 1 second, which are going to be these 2. Thank you, sir. These are going to be 2 tracks, further upping my ridiculous endurance.
And once again, as he's saying that, you can see that each one of ours is different.
Yep.
Okay, so like how we, our path and things like that.
Our paths, and I mean, the cards are incredibly different.
Yes,
every
they
character,
are. They're very
every
overpowered.
character's abilities and powers are broken in a way that hopefully balances itself out.
It gets real exciting and it ramps up pretty quickly. Like I feel confident about what I'm doing, especially when you get 2 cards and things like that. You start moving across the board, you start hitting hard. Does not hold back, and those are the types of turns that I think are just pleasing to have when you can do this very early and get moving. As you can see, we played a lot of cards.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead. I drew these 2 cards, play 2 charisma cards, or take 0 damage. I'm going to keep my play 2 wisdom cards and take 0 damage this round, and that should be a wrap for my turn.
Okay.
There you go.
So now it's the.
So now we are at the end of the turn, and we're going to have an upkeep phase. But when we do that, we're going to be a teacher's pet. The person that is in the back here
Gets to be the AI for
gets to be the AI.
enemies.
So we're going to flip over the card here for each one, and first one is you get to attack range 3 with the Lilliput. So yeah, you're about to pound. It's going to be pounded.
Do they have any movement down there?
No movement.
No
range
movement
3
at all. Okay.
I'm going to
Attack
smack
range
down.
3.
So yeah, I mean, definitely attack there.
Yep. So they're going to
does that
attack
work?
3.
It's going to be 6 of them attacking me.
Yeah, 6 of them attack.
Oh, 7? No, 6.
So if I was standing next to you, you'd be able to target me.
So 1,
instead.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
Yeah, 6 are going to attack him, so he would lose points. Where is he at?
I'm over there.
It's right here.
Yeah.
I lose what,
Go
12
ahead,
points?
Take him back. Yeah. There you go.
I was doing so well.
You're doing
Yeah,
very
you
well.
were.
I was.
And
I was like,
then-
I'm going to
perfectly-
get punched by 2, it looks like.
Yeah.
No, actually 3, right?
Yeah. 3.
Because that
So you
one,
have-
you would actually, and I don't know, do they all attack each player that's
They
available?
all attack.
Yes, they do.
They all
Or
attack.
would this one attack either one of us? And
You're
this one
choosing.
can't
Hit me.
He's
It's
choosing.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
You can't
Oh, so
cross
I'm
that.
choosing?
Yeah, you're choosing.
Who all?
Yeah.
So but they only attack one.
Yeah,
This
they
is,
only attack
this is
one.
totally, these 3 are only able to range to me.
Okay.
So
Yeah, no, let's
where
attack
am
the
I?
quack.
I'm losing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Jeremy, does this mean you ended up where
the
you
thing,
wanted
right?
to
Yeah.
at the end of round 1?
I'm
thing
so
now.
good. I'm so good. And then we have attack range 2 from the castle,
Castles are
plus
good anyway.
attack range 2.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
that
So
castle. You didn't
Pound.
you didn't interact with that castle, did you?
No, I didn't have the card. Yeah.
That's going to be 6 damage, putting you down to 0.
Cool.
How you feel about that?
You know, I feel I'm pretty like I had a really bad turn.
so
That's
we
all
were
I
talking about having like overpowered turns and awesomeness, and then here you
I
are.
come in and I'm just like I'm right at the start, you guys.
Here's
But
the funny thing. Right at the start, I have seen scenarios where people are way up and way above. Like the gameplay that we already did in an earlier
nuts.
prototype, we pulled within a few points of each other.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and the nice thing is like I have control over the attacks, so like I get to help kind of balance the game, bring people back down a little bit.
Okay.
Like by choosing who they
Yeah,
attack, right?
yeah. So
I always bring people down.
So we have ended our round. We will move over here. And like I said before, we would play 4 rounds on here. Now, what we're trying to do is fulfill the objectives. Folks, if we don't fulfill the objectives, we lose a lot of points. 30 points to be exact. And then we would move over, and we would move our scores over to the next page. Why don't we just slap this and just move this over just like so? Oh no, we're gonna continue our game. I'm so sorry. We're gonna continue our game. But we're gonna move over to our second part of there. And
Just
once
toss
again,
some like B-roll in.
yeah, no, we
B-roll
will.
now.
We will. I'm
Epic
so used to
music.
not doing this way.
Da-da-da-da.
The magic right there. All right, so that was a full round. We're going to be doing the rest on Quackaloach channel, but we're going to sign off here from Man vs. Meeple. Now, this is a big, sprawling adventure. You're going to have a whole bunch of stuff going on. Once again, the deck building, the sense of adventure, card crafting. That is something that I haven't seen blended together, at least for me. I can't think of since I can't even think of the game, but I remember there's different card crafting games out there that I'm sure you're familiar with. So if you love a sensory adventure like this, go ahead and check out Legend Academy on August 3rd. It's coming to Kickstarter soon. We're kind of putting this out a little
Game
early.
Found.
On GameFound. That's right. Thank you so much.
I've actually started.
I know. We are in that
I've
space
started
right now.
saying Kickstarter or GameFound if I'm not sure.
That's a good safe way
Because
to
I
do
keep
it.
messing up.
That's a good way, safe to do it. But as I say always, party people, I can never tell you what to do with your money, so you can decide for yourself if this is going to be something that fits you. But for right now, we're going to sign off from Man vs. Meeple. Thank you so much for your time. I'd like to thank Eldorado Games for sponsoring this video. Gotta give thanks. All right, party people. You guys take care. You have a wonderful day.